Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to the channel. So today's breaking news, New York City has just made history. Zohran Mamdani, at only 34 years old, has become the youngest mayor in more than a century and the first Muslim and South Asian to hold the position. But this victory isn't just historic, it's also controversial. While some are celebrating it as progress and representation, others are raising serious concern about his political stance, especially his social leanings. So let's get into the reactions.
So everybody keeps hearing that Zohran Mamdani is going to make New York City affordable. But here's what they're not telling you. The main policy that he wants to enforce is called Local Law 97. And this would force over 50,000 buildings in New York City to make massive renovations to cut emissions, even though the city's electric grid can't even support it. That means building owners, which in New York City usually means everyday co-op and condo residents, not billionaires, would be stuck with renovation bills of $60,000 to $125,000 per apartment. And if they can't afford that, well, they get hit with a huge yearly fine. So forget affordability. Your maintenance goes up, your rent goes up, your property taxes go up, and suddenly that dream of staying in your neighborhood, well, that's gone. So while Mamdani is talking about climate justice and slogans that sound nice online, the people who actually get crushed are the middle-class families who have to live and have lived in these communities for decades. If you live here, if your parents live here, if your kids are growing up here, this election affects your wallet directly. So today isn't about left versus right. It's about whether regular New Yorkers could still afford to call New York home. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Appreciate you.
Congratulations, New York City. You just elected a 34-year-old TikTok DJ that wants free everything and responsibility for nothing. Zohran Mamdani is, well, your new mayor. Created crime control, business growth, and common sense for, well, rent freezes. And here's the best part. He's never been in charge of a city block before, and now he is in charge of the financial capital of the United States. You asked for progress, and what you're going to get is a mass exodus. Businesses gone, jobs gone, tourists avoiding New York City like the plague. The rich, they'll pack up and move to Florida, while the rest of you foot the bill for the woke dreams that end in disaster every single time. Let's be clear, this is not historic. This is absolutely hysterical. You put a radical activist in charge during an insane housing crisis, during New York City's worst crime problem. Why? Because he had a viral video with AOC's approval. Get what you vote for in New York City. You know what you just voted for? Financial, cultural, and security collapse? Well, on a silver platter just for you. Mark my words, the Trump administration, they will have to step in. Because I assure you, this is not going to be live and let live politics. This is about the survival of a city that fuels the American economy. New York City, you better pray your next headline isn't Chapter 11.
So as we all have seen, New York City has been overtaken by a socialist nut job. And you cannot tell me that all New Yorkers voted for that. Now, I've seen videos of these loony leftists bragging about voting multiple times for this socialist. I've seen videos of people walking into voting booths with video cameras showing that illegals are going there. They're not even asking for voter ID. Okay? They're not asking for ID. And that's why New York has stood by preventing voter ID. They stole this election, and they are going to destroy the city, which a lot of us love. My home city will be a cesspool, and this is what the leftist Marxist elite in New York State and around the country in those leftist states, that's what they want. There is no way you can tell me that a person who barely holds a job, barely had a job, a person who has no way of paying for all of these radical programs that he's about to implement, there's no way that these people voted for that. But they're going to scream victory. They're going to say that they won this thing fair and square. Go look on your feed. There are tons of videos of these leftists, with the colored hair, talking about how they voted multiple times for that particular candidate. It's disgusting. They are going to destroy what's left of the grandeur of New York City. And I pray for the people of New York. The sad part is the left always promises people stuff. They always promise them things, but they don't understand how they're going to pay for this stuff. There is no underlining blueprint of how they're going to get the money. When you have 48% of the taxes in New York being paid by the 1%, 48% of the taxes coming from that rich group. Now, when that 1% decides to leave the state of New York or the city, who's going to fit the bill?
The Muslim communist that is running for mayor in New York City, who obviously there's a whole rabbit hole we can go down there. He just looks kind of be like central casting, and his ideas are terrible. He wants the city to run the grocery stores, all that. But I think everyone's not everyone, but most people are missing the point of really what this is. This is yet another distress signal by young people to say, hey, if you're not going to fix our life economically, we're going to get very radical politically. Now let's take a step back. President Trump won the youth vote in many states across the country, in many battleground states. Now, Tucker, 12, 13 years ago when I started Turning Point, if you would have told me that a Republican running for the presidency would be winning the youth vote in Michigan and in Arizona, I'd say, no way. It's an incomprehensible accomplishment of what President Trump was able to do. One of the reasons he was able to win younger voters, and younger men, especially in big numbers, is that they were trying to get their leaders' attention. They said, hey, this guy, Donald Trump, he is pledging to go fix our economic anxiety. He is loud. He is going to get your attention. Donald Trump was a distress signal by a lot of young people, especially young men, that were stuck in a credit-centric renter economy. And again, this is what is the rise of Mamdani. It's just another iteration of this, only from the left, which is
a credit-centric renter economy.
Yes, which is the way that we need to focus, that we need to kind of frame this. And conservatives, I think I know why, are just so unwilling to have this conversation. And I'm not even going to get into what we should do about it. I think I have some good ideas. And trust me, I'm not a socialist. I'm a market guy. I like capitalism. I think markets are good. I think entrepreneurship is good. But we need to kind of paint this picture first, because I think I know this for certain, so many people in DC have no idea what I'm talking about when I bring this up to them. And secondly, a lot of people over 50 think this is a foreign concept, and they think, quite honestly, this is just the complaining of young people that don't want to work. So let me kind of paint this picture.
Do not bring your ass down south, okay? Stay up there. Y'all done made this mess yourselves. We got enough of y'all down here. Don't y'all come down here just because of what just happened. Don't do it. Stay up there. Fight for your right. If you're on our side, fight for your right. Get it back. Don't.
Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. We will hold bad landlords to account, because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections, because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
want you to take a look at this video coming out of Minnesota. You would think it was a video coming out of Somalia. But take a look at this video coming out of Minnesota, and then I'm gonna come back and tell you exactly what I see.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Somalia. Somalia. Iran State. Ma'awisle. Ma'awisle. Early voting hadda illa November 4. I need your vote.
My message is like this. The Democratic Party that you once loved back in the 70s and the 80s, maybe trickling into the 90s, no longer exists. So I want you to stop referring to them as the Democratic Party. This is now the new party that has invaded the United States of America, which is called the Socialistic Party. The good news, finally, they have the message of who they are. At least now we know what kind of enemy that we are dealing with. Even the members inside the Democratic Party know that their time is finished, it's done, it is over. They have been pushed out by sectors like this guy over there in Minnesota, and then what you saw last night in New York City by electing Zohran Mamdani as your mayor. And by the time these children in New York City figure it out, when they stay in their apartments hiding, because they're in fear of their security and safety, just walking around the streets of New York City, it will be too late. The police would have already been defunded. Social workers will come to their rescue. Not that that's what you want, but that's what you voted for. Section 8 housing and affordability buildings will be going up all across the boroughs, right next to your beautiful apartment buildings where you live. Small mom and pop shops will all go out of business because you will have your government supermarkets all around the city. Illegal immigrants will be back, flooding the very same streets that you are walking on. Anybody with a half a brain that is successful making money in this city based on Zohran Mamdani's policies will be gone, flying away to some other state because they will just not give their money away for free. And you will be left to fend for yourself. Let me know how that works out for you. Salam alaikum. Free, Somalia.